take you back a few years and tell me what it was like for you to be recruited and talk to Coach Martin and come here.
So after my senior year, I had no offers. I was still seeking an offer. I was getting ready to take the ACT actually because I was getting looked at from some Ivy League schools. And the night before that, Coach Martin called me and said, we're going to offer you a scholarship and we want you to be our first commit here. So when I heard that, I was super excited. Miami just been coming off an 0-12 season. They're the worst team in college football. But you could see where the program was going to be heading with Coach Martin coming here, and historically how good of a school it's been in terms of football. So I was super excited, and I think it was a week after that I committed. I really didn't mess around with it at all, and it turned out to be the perfect fit. So 4 years later, looking back, it was probably the best decision I've made so far in my life.
Well, I do want to ask you about those 4 years, and even going back to that recruiting. You mentioned the history of this program, and obviously it had a lot of great years throughout history. What's it been like for you to be a part of this going into your final season as a player, rebuilding this program to hopefully get back to that same level?
Amazing. I mean, you look at all the players who've played here before, the Big Bens, the Quentin Rollins, all these guys who have built this place into something so special. And to be a part of the guys, a part of the senior class that has been able to kind of rebuild that and get the program back to where those guys left it, it's a huge honor. And I wouldn't want it any other way than to spend it with the great senior class we got and the great guys we got on the team. So just extremely fortunate and blessed really to be a part of that turnaround and kind of to getting it back to the legacy that Miami's left behind for so many years.
I think the guys that are signing their NLIs today would be interested to hear what your first year was like as you stepped on campus, because it's obviously changed a lot in those 4 years. What was it like for you in that first year?
Man. It was. Let's just say it was different. When you went to go to runnings in January, you weren't going into a nice indoor. You were running outside in 15-degree weather and doing log rolls in the wet snow and stuff like that. If you wanted to throw, if you wanted to get some routes in, you didn't go to this indoor. You went to a basketball gym, and I thought taking a 3-step drop was hard in the gym. Like, imagine running a dig route or a quick, ask some of these guys like James over here and stuff. But, it's changed a lot from the facilities to the players we have on our team, the talent level. Obviously, with the APC being built, our locker rooms are completely different. Our meeting rooms are different. So it couldn't be any more polar opposite of what it was when we came in here. So just to see it kind of grow into something special like that, it's really awesome to be part of.
Let me ask you this. You're a certain type of player in high school. You're a great quarterback coming out. Tell us a little bit about what you were in high school and how much you have changed as far as your game and your play in the 4 years.
Okay, so in high school, I think I was more of a running quarterback. I always liked watching Johnny Manziel play. I kind of tried to mimic him on the field by running around back there. But since I came here, I think I've really blossomed into a quarterback in the true sense of the word. Dropping back, moving in the pocket, stepping into throws, taking hits, all that stuff. Learning the game, learning the X's and O's of it. So I think that's how I've developed most as a quarterback. Obviously after the ACL injury, I was kind of forced to take that route because I in some regards wasn't able to make some of the plays I used to that first year coming off the ACL surgery. So just really have blossomed into a quarterback in the true sense of the word. Where in high school I just kind of caught the snap, didn't read coverage, just kind of ran around and made plays. When you get to the college level, all that kind of has to change. So,
what's your favorite memory thus far of Miami University?
Easily becoming bowl eligible last year. Right. Only team in college football history to go from an 0-6 team to bowl eligible, and I'll never forget the run that Alonzo Smith broke out. And in that moment, knowing we just made history, and just to see the look on guys' faces, especially the senior class after all the work they put in, it was just a special moment. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. And, luckily we have another year to make a lot more memories like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, certainly a special moment. But when you look back, through the history of Miami University, so much is made of the cradle of coaches. You talked about the facilities. For you, what makes Miami special?
The people. Obviously, you look around you and not everyone is lucky to have the people that we have around us, and that really is what drives the program. That's what drives the university, and that's what makes things special. It's not the APC or the indoor that we have. All those things are great and fantastic, and we definitely leverage that against almost any university out there. But to be in the locker room with a good group of guys, to see how far it's come in 4 years, and then just all the support around you, all the administrators, the trainers, the coaches. You really don't realize stuff like that until it's gone. And I think when I graduate, we'll all look back and say, what, we really were blessed and lucky to be a part of such a great group of people in Miami.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot. Aside from the coaches, what person's made the biggest impact on you here?
Oh man, I would have to say Craig Bennett.
Yeah.
Anytime I need a class, anytime I need a last-second scheduling, which is just about every semester, I go into him, and he somehow bails me out every time and sets me up with a teacher, professor that I know I'm going to like and be able to excel in their class in. So, Craig's a great dude. He frequently is sending me texts before games and stuff to motivate me, but that guy's done so much for me, and it's guys like that really kind of show up more often than not here at Miami. So kind of going back to what I said earlier, just really lucky to be around a great group of people like Craig Bennett, really.
I do want to talk about the coaching staff for a little bit. I see you on the field, and I see your leadership skills with your players, and those guys rally around you. How much of that is from coaching over the past 4 years? Because I've really seen you develop into that on-field leader.
Yeah, I think, the more you kind of grow up here, the more you grow in the weight room, the more you grow in the classroom. You're constantly put into leadership positions here, and it's different from other schools, honestly. By the time you're a senior, you've built up so much credibility because you've been in so many opportunistic situations that leadership just kind of becomes a part of who you are. And Coach Kaler, Coach Martin, they've definitely done a great job really challenging me and pushing me in situations that I don't always feel comfortable in, but it gives me an opportunity to grow as a leader and as a player and as a person. So,
very good. You're from just down the road, obviously, in Cincinnati. Miami has to feel like home to you anyway, just being down the road. What is it about Miami that feels most like home?
Oh man, coming to a school like Miami, it's interesting because I see all the kids I saw in high school here. I see the Muller kids, the GCL kids. So it really feels like I never left. And, obviously if I ever need to go home or my family ever needs to come up, it's right down the road. So, quite frequently I'll see my family up here getting dinner with them. Just being able to go home whenever I need something and feeling that pipeline just right down the road, it's huge, and it's made all the difference in my experience here, honestly.